Welcome to Leadership Energetics. To embody the energy of a leader as a woman, you do not need to compete. I had this post and it's done really well on Instagram. Lots of people are liking it, but it's you don't need to dominate because you don't need to compete. And it's just people are really loving the post. You know what? I'll show you what the post is, and then you can go on my Instagram, ScarletHeartMedicine, and read it for yourself. But I'll show you the cover. It's doing really well. So it says here, as a leader, you don't have to dominate or control others because you don't need to compete. When you are in I actually really love this episode. It's gonna be really good. When you are in a leadership role of any form, it's so tempting to feel like you need to control people outside of you to get the outcome you want, to get the respect you want. But the truth is, you cannot control other people, and the more you try to control them, the more resentment they'll have towards you. Which means you're meant to know how to manage them, but you're not meant to do it in a way where you're taking away their autonomy and also making them feel like you are controlling them. It's a funny case because you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to influence, you need to be able to manage them, you need to be able to manage their energy as well as yours, but you cannot do it in a way where you are controlling them. Because that will get their walls up and it will get their resistance up. Because as humans, it's actually linked to our survival to feel like we're not being controlled. So let's say somebody just comes up to you and they just start, whoever it is, it's going to flare up your fight or flight and fawn system, and you want to build trust with the people you're leading. It's the most important thing, because the trust is the thing that's going to get them to respect you, to follow you, and to keep being somebody you can rely on, and they will feel like they can rely upon you. And the reason that's important is because it is a relationship. Leadership is a relationship. Just like any relationship, it's like relating ship. Lead the ship. So when you are in a leadership position or you're in a leadership role, that's not who you are, it's the role that you're playing. But when you are in that leadership role and leadership position, essentially you must be able to realize that you are the one that needs to move first. That means you need to make the choices. Your choices, your ability to decide is key. You need to make decisions and you need to stick to them. That doesn't mean you can't change your mind. That doesn't mean that if you change your mind, there's no certainty or conviction. No, it just means find conviction before you make decisions. Find that trust in yourself and know that people are looking to you. You make the moves. It's like in a chessboard, you're making the moves, and you need to be able to have that conviction and certainty and confidence to make moves. There was this book I was reading about leadership that said you should make a move before you're like 70% certain about whether that's the right move. Because if you wait after you're 70% certain, it's too late. So it's about moving quickly. That doesn't mean that you can't take your time, you can't reflect. It just means that when you do those things, know that you're never going to be 100% sure. And if you are, then you're taking too long. You want to just keep moving forward. And sometimes it can be hard because obviously you have emotions and maybe there's attachments or to the outcome or whatever, and that's okay and that's normal. You're a human after all. But it's important to consistently show up to yourself and show up to your practices and do what it is that you said you're going to do, and realize that you have such powerful influence and impact in the people around you. Whether you're even in a role of leadership or position, you're going to do that. You're going to have a strong effect on the people around you. So becoming aware of that to the point where you are acting with intention, and every single move you make, you're doing it with intention for the messages you're sending to people, because you care about the impact that you have at the people around you. There was this thing that I actually had a podcast. It's going to be coming out on my Spotify. I did a collab with this amazing business owner. I won't tell you more because I don't want to give you too much spoilers. It's more like a little tease of what's coming in leadership energetics world. But essentially, we did this podcast together, and there was a bit where I told her about the power dynamics, because my Instagram is this mysticism of power. Here's the thing with power dynamics. What you're dealing with when it comes to power dynamics is the rules that you put out to people. Like, what you say is, okay, so I will do this, but I won't do this because that means this, blah, 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 blah. That's a rule you're creating in your orbit, in your universe. Therefore, people have to match you there. So essentially, the things that you demand and the standards you have for others, you will have to have for yourself, because it's a circle. And so essentially, that's the beautiful thing about learning that about power, learning about the responsibility and the importance of moving with integrity and honesty and courage, and knowing that it really is a beautiful journey of self-development and growing and evolving and becoming a stronger version of yourself. Because the thing is, leadership is something that changes people's lives. People look up to you, people seek your approval, people want to hear what you have to say. They really, really want to hear what you have to say. They want to hear it. Share the things you have, share the thoughts you have, share your opinion. It's important. It matters. It so matters, and people want to hear it. Don't hold yourself back, because who you are, I think for so long, I'm like putting my hand in my mouth, for so long, I've been trying so hard to just like get rid of my Latina, spicy, like fiery side, but like that is a part of who I am, just because I wanted to be accepted and liked for like the soft aspect of me. I did another video on how like it's so good to be soft. We don't want to get rid of that, and that's really important. But I guess today is the opposite. We don't just want to be also only accepting. We have a spectrum, and I think it's in Christianity they say, I am the Alpha and I'm the Omega. So we are the sheep and we are the lion simultaneously as a human being. And so that means when you own that and you understand that you are the first and the last, that is when you can have a level of compassion and love for people around you that you could never if you didn't realize that truth about being who you are, a human, right this moment. So that is so beautiful to realize and take a moment to be like, actually, your leadership is important, is needed, and is creating ripples in reality. Why not you? Why can't you rise and become the leader that everyone's calling you to be? Because I'm calling you to become that version. Keep showing up, keep listening to these podcasts, because you will change your whole perspective on life. Leadership energetics is a formula I've developed through direct experience working as a leader, learning what works, what doesn't, and realizing that this is an energy game, not a mental game of, logic and fairness and reason. It's an energetic game. It's all about your energy. So that's why it's leadership energetics. Do you have the energy of a leader? By learning what's the energetics of leadership in the first place in this YouTube channel. I'm eating these vegan delicious wafers. I got them for an amazing price and clearance. So that's what I'm doing and what I'm going to go back to doing. So like the video because it shows me you're appreciating it and makes me want to make more. Comment because I want to hear from you. I want to connect with you. And also make sure to subscribe, because when you subscribe I know that you want more videos like this and then you get notified. So that's it for today. I will see you soon.